All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today we're diving deep into one of the most hands-on, most important, and honestly, most underappreciated jobs in the entire cannabis industry. We're talking about trimming. This is that crucial moment where a raw plant becomes a polished product. It's literally where a brand's reputation is either made or completely broken.
I mean, just let that sink in for a second. This one sentence says absolutely everything. You can spend months pouring time, money, and incredible expertise into cultivation, only to see it all go down the drain in the final step. The stakes? Yeah, they could not be higher.
And that really is the million-dollar question, isn't it? We're going to get to the bottom of it today. And look, while the plant's genetics and the skill of the grower are obviously huge factors, a massive piece of the answer, it lies in the trim room.
Okay, so let's start with the basics. Why does this process, which can seem so tedious and repetitive, matter so much? Well, let me tell you, it's about way more than just making the buds look pretty.
So at its core, this is all we're really talking about, right? The simple act of snipping away all those extra leaves. But why we do it and how it's done, that's what elevates it from a simple task to a true craft. Now, this is where it gets really interesting. Yeah, of course, aesthetics matter. A beautifully trimmed nug just looks amazing. And let's be real, people buy with their eyes first. But it's also about potency. By trimming away those leaves with fewer trichomes, you're literally concentrating the good stuff. That leads to a smoother smoke because you're getting rid of the harsh chlorophyll from the leaves. And finally, in any legal market, there's compliance. Your product has to meet strict visual standards just to get on the shelf. It all connects. You know, before a single pair of scissors even opens, every single grow operation has to make two huge decisions. And these choices, they're going to define their entire process and the quality of their final product. So here's the first big fork in the road. Do you trim the plant right after you chop it down when it's still wet? Or do you wait? Wet trimming is definitely faster. The leaves are way easier to get off, and it's a popular choice in humid areas where you're constantly fighting against mold. But the craft growers, they almost always swear by dry trimming. That's where you let the plant cure for 10 to 14 days first. And why? Because it preserves those delicate terpenes, which are everything when it comes to flavor and aroma. And that brings us to the next massive decision. Are you going to use a machine or are you going to use human hands? I mean, just look at these numbers. The speed difference is insane. A machine can blow through in 1 hour what it might take a skilled person an entire week to do. That saves a ton on labor costs over time. But, and this is a big but, there's always a trade-off. Even the best machines knock off some of those precious trichomes. Hand trimming, on the other hand, is slow, it's expensive, but it delivers that gorgeous, top-shelf quality. It's really the difference between using a food processor and a finely honed chef's knife. So now let's talk about the actual people holding those scissors. See, trimming isn't just one skill. It's a whole journey. It's a path with very distinct levels of mastery, and each one has its own way of measuring success. You can really break this journey down into 3 main stages. You start as the cautious beginner, you might become the super fast but kind of messy worker, and the ultimate goal is to become the stylist. Let's dig into what each of these really means. So first up, you have the noob, the greenhorn. They're slow, maybe getting through a pound a day if they're lucky. They're usually so worried about trimming too much that they don't trim enough, which means about 20 to 30% of their work fails the quality check and has to be redone. Hey, we all gotta start somewhere, right? Next up, you get the scissor hands. This is your speed demon. They are just flying through material, maybe 2.5 pounds a day. But here's the catch. It's all about quantity over quality. Their work can be pretty rough, you'll see nicks in the buds, and they still have a pretty high fail rate with quality control. Fast, but not always pretty. And finally, we get to the stylist, the bud whisperer. Now, notice their total weight might actually be a little less than the scissor hands. That's because they aren't just focused on speed, they're focused on perfection. And here's the key stat. Their quality control fail rate is less than 5%. Their work is immaculate, it's consistent, and they're the ones who really set the standard for the entire brand. They are the absolute gold standard. So we've got the skills down, but what's it actually like to work in a trim room? This place is a unique world unto itself. It is the engine room of the entire post-harvest process, and it can be a real challenge. I love this quote because it just nails the vibe. If you've ever worked on a fast-paced kitchen line, you know exactly what this feels like. It's high pressure, it's repetitive, it can get a little messy, but there's this weird sense of shared focus that can almost feel spiritual. But it's definitely not all zen and good vibes. This job can be tough on the body. We're talking repetitive strain injuries like carpal tunnel from snipping all day. If the ventilation is bad, you're breathing in plant matter and resin constantly. Then you have to worry about mold exposure, blade cuts, and just the pure mental exhaustion from doing the exact same motion for 8 hours straight. This is not a job for the faint of heart.
So, with all those risks, how do you protect both the people and the flower? The answer is science. The gold standard for any trim room is a perfectly controlled climate, 60 degrees Fahrenheit and 60% relative humidity. That specific combo is perfect for preserving the cannabis, and it makes for a much safer, more comfortable place to work. All right, so when you put it all together, the decisions, the skills, the environment, it all leads to this one moment, the final product. And this is where that skilled trimmer stops being just a worker and becomes a true gatekeeper of quality. See, a master trimmer, a true stylist, is doing so much more than just cutting leaves. They are the final checkpoint. While they're working, they're constantly grading the buds. A buds for the top shelf jars, B buds for pre-rolls, and the rest for extracts. They understand the personality of each strain, how a dense nug needs a totally different approach than a fluffy one. They are the last line of defense before that product ever reaches a customer. And at the end of the day, that's what this is all about. A perfectly trimmed bud isn't just nice to look at. It's a signal. It's a story that tells you someone took their time, they respected the plant, and they respected you, the person who's going to use it. It's a promise of quality you can literally hold in your hand. So, I'll leave you with this question to think about. This role, this person who stands right at that critical point between the cultivator and the customer, meticulously shaping every single piece of the final product, is that just a job? Or when it's done with true mastery, is it something a lot closer to an art form? I'd love to know what you think. Thanks for joining me.